Hey everyone, today we're going to be spicing up your Ubuntu partition by installing some awesome packages and some awesome display managers. To start with, we're going to be setting you up with GNOME Tweaks, an extension to help you manage tweaks for your Ubuntu partition, as well as some custom themes, icon themes, applications, and of course, a nice terminal theme and a new terminal called Hyper to spice up your workflow and your development day. And to top it all off, I've actually set up a script, and I'll include that script in the link below to help you set up your installation all hands off. You just run the script and everything will be installed and set up perfectly. Now of course, this installation is very, very basic. All I'm going to do is install Chrome, Hyper, ZSH, and a few other plugins to make your Ubuntu experience better. Everyone, so now that we're on our desktop, I'm actually going to go through, I'm going to show you guys exactly what you'll be installing when you run the script that I give you, and how these are going to enhance your developer experience. So let's get started. Right here, we're going to start on top with installing Chrome. So this right here, this shebang, this is what tells kind of the interpreter that this is going to be bash. Now I'm telling the user we're installing Chrome. I move into the downloads folder. I run wget, and this link right here is a link to the Chrome Debian file. And for those of you who don't know, Debian files contain the packages to install kind of all your applications. And then I'm going to run sudo apt install on that Debian to install Chrome. Next, we're going to move into your home directory, which is tilde. We're going to start installing the tools. So first we're going to install Git, which is kind of the most common version control manager. And if you are a developer at all, you will probably end up using Git. Next, we're going to install NVM. So if you're a web developer, this is for you. This is going to get the script to install NVM, and then use it to install the most recent version of Node, and then set Node as default. NVM is the Node version manager, and it allows you to easily control all the different versions of Node that you have, just on your command line. So now that we've installed those basic tools, we're going to start installing some cool themes and packages to configure the look and feel of your Ubuntu OS. So right here, we're going to install Ubuntu Tweaks. So if I pull up the Tweaks tool, this is what actually allows you to kind of inject, right, these themes, these application themes, cursor themes, etc., as well as load what are called extensions. And this is what allows you to configure your Ubuntu OS really deeply. And then we're going to install the GNOME tweak tool, which is that, sorry, and then the Chrome GNOME shell. So the Chrome GNOME shell is what allows you to install packages. Packages are actually installed from this GNOME extensions webpage right here. So you can see if I go to extensions, right, there's all these different extensions such as user themes, open weather. If I click on one of these and I have the what is called the GNOME shell extensions plugin, which is up here, and then of course the Chrome GNOME shell right here, which kind of links these two together. I can press on, it'll queue me, and then I can install these packages from this website, and you see I installed the weather icon up there. Next, I'll be installing the paper icons. So if you look at my icons, for example, the settings icon, you can see they're kind of custom. They look a lot flatter and more modern. That is because I am using the paper icons theme. Next, we'll install what's called the flat remix theme. So if you look up here, my appearances tab, you can see that my shell is set to flat remix. And that's what gives me kind of these bars on top, and this nice little icon grid on the side. And of course, this looks very different than the default Ubuntu theme. Next, we're going to install Homrobe, which is a wallpaper engine. So if any of you guys use Windows and have wallpaper engine, you'll know that it has moving backgrounds. This kind of does the same thing. You can see I have a clock right here on this one. I change the wallpaper if it decides to work with me right now. I can actually change it to a moving background and other cool things like that. And you can, of course, make your own video backgrounds. Next, we install ZSH, ZSH, and set it all to default. So if you look at my terminal, by default, Ubuntu comes with a terminal called bash. And this is what bash looks like right here. Right, and you can see, I mean, it looks all right, but of course it's not the best. So we're installing what's called ZSH. ZSH is a super clean, super configurable shell And then I install omyzsh, which has all your plugins to configure your shell the way you want. And then I install spaceship prompt right here. And spaceship prompt is what kind of gives you this nice looking prompt right here, right? You can see your kind of all your different your directory path here, and then of course it's just just kind of cleaner. And then if you go into a Git repository, like if I make a temporary directory here, cd into it, init it with a Git repository, you'll see I have this little master here, and this should be an icon when I install the correct font. So it has all these kind of little plugins. It also has one for Node, NPM, Ruby, bunch of other languages to kind of show you your version, your working version on top. So next we install hyperterminal. So that's what this is right here. If we pull up the default Ubuntu terminal that Ubuntu ships with, you'll see it looks kind of plain, kind of boring. It's not that exciting, and there's the icon for you guys who are wondering. But this right here, this is the hyper terminal. It's super configurable, so later we install plugins that allow us to have this little bar down here, kind of shows some cool little features, as well as an actual Spotify player, so I can control my Spotify all from the terminal, see my IP address, etc. And then we set the hyper terminal as our default terminal, so when you press Control-T, it pulls up hyper and not the regular terminal. And this command right here is just a fix for a little bug. And then once you're done, I kind of showed you all the steps already, right? So you're going to install the Ubuntu shell extension at this link. Then you're going to open the tweaks tool, which is right here, as you guys saw. You're going to set your application to this. By default, it's going to be, it's going to be ambience, which doesn't look terrible, but doesn't look the best either. But dark is much better. You're going to set your cursor to paper, your icons to paper, and then your shell to flat remix. All right. Then you restart your computer. You run your, this is going to be your moving desktop. It's actually called, there we go. You're going to open your tweaks. You set your flat remix as your shell theme, right? Which I already did. Flat remix, the shell. There's a few others that come by default too. For example, I can go darkest, which just is a little bit darker. There's Miami, which kind of has this purplish color. A few others. And then you open a new terminal. It should be the hyper terminal. And then you install all these plugins, right? So Hyper Spotify is a Spotify thing I was showing you about on my terminal, which is up on top. Right, you see I have the Spotify up here. Hyper control or command is this little thing on the bottom. Hyperlinks just allows you to show links as links. If I type google.com, it's actually clickable, so I can click on that and it'll open up in my Chrome. And then hyperline as well. And that's it. Then you're done installing your basic environment. So with this environment, of course, I didn't include any IDEs such as Atom, IntelliJ, VS Code, whatever you prefer using. But this kind of just gets your nice theme together. So you have, this nice put together desktop. And of course, it's all doable in easy script. So that's actually going to be pretty much it for this video. I just want to show you guys kind of my basic setup. Get you guys started if you guys want to start making your Ubuntu OS look better. I've seen too many developers with honestly not very good looking Ubuntu partitions simply because they don't take the time to kind of install these packages and set them up. I want to start the trend away from that and you guys set up with something nice, clean, and easy to use. I've included the script in the YouTube description below. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. And if there's anything else you guys want to ask me about, for example, my favorite IDEs, feel free to ask. I'll be doing some more videos in the future on IDEs in my development environment and how I work. Anyways, thank you guys for the video. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.